Good morning students, good morning, welcome back to the session. For a long time we are back to the session now, the social studies class, as we are moving in the topic of cultural and traditions in the lesson number 12. So in the history topic we are moving, as we are moving, so we have gone through some concepts. Okay, so sorry for inconvenience, and of course due to your formative assessment exams, so we have been away from few days, I mean literally 3 days. 3 to 4 days we are not available for you, but anyhow for time being we have to be back for the continuation of the same sequence as we are moving with the topic of this lesson. So once we will recapitulate, as we discussed about what are the changes, what is the church and what is the role, feudal lords, serfdom's revolution in England, what they have demanded the rights, after that what are the changes has been made, and let us, we will move to this is the recapitulation which we have been discussed. Of course don't worry, as you are away from the exam, due to the exams you are away from the schedule. So once I will back with the main points which we are going to take now. Okay, right, let us discuss now humanism and universities. Let us, we will recall once again, don't worry for that, and major points will be going to humanism and universities. Humanism and so what is universities? It's an education area where it's a very vast number of people can accommodate for an education, like but you think university is an education purpose, I think for the learning purpose you think, but here a great contributors and a great scholars, a great professors and a great the scientists, you know, so there are so many people are there. So here other than that, so here we find only education in our institutes or universities, but if you go for this Roman period and European tradition, there are with paintings, arts and architecture, sculpture, literature, dramas, okay, acting, so everything is considered as as a part of education. So in this part which was highlighted and what are the things has been highlighted, now we are going to discuss here. Okay, Nana, as we are so previously we have been seen there was a Constantinople, a person who has a philosopher criticized some areas of the religion ethics. Now here there is another person, his name is Erasmus. Erasmus is a great political thinker and a philosopher, and if you observe, he is belonging to the 14th century. Erasmus is belonging to the, as we know, he is a Dutchman. So what is his view? What is his message in the period of time? He is belonging to 14th century. So he has criticized the main important principles which were running by the Christian religion, that is called Roman Catholic Church. He criticized the religion ethics. He criticized the period of feudal lords. He criticized the principles which were followed, the restrictions which were followed by the Roman Catholic Church. He criticized and main targeted the Old New Testament of Bible. So it was carried by the religion, as he has criticized the New Testament of the actually this Bible was available in the Greek language. Christian's holy book, it was written in Greek language. In this Greek language, the literature which they have written, you know, there is no any kind of purity, no any kind of virginality, no any kind of impartial way. So everything it is quite which a common citizen cannot adjust with these statement of New Testament series. So he criticized some of the philosophies, he criticized some of the major principles of these which was written in the Greek language. So his name is Erasmus. Okay, he belonged to the Dutch area in the European tradition. Clear, Nana? So as we are moving, he written a book. at this peak time by criticizing this New Testament of the Bible, in which was written in Greek language. He criticized means what are the abnormal points are there in the readings, highlighting those. Okay, I mean criticizing means it is not correct, it is not the way, so showing in a negative corner, it is called criticism. So there are number of writers are there. Criticisms, if you see the politicians, one politician criticize another politician, right? One person criticize another person. So criticism, it was moving in the part of writings and scriptures and literatures. So based what his concept is, while he was criticizing, he has written some information, he has gathered some information. What is that information? Now we are going to see. So he has prepared a book. By criticizing the New Testament of Bible, he has written a book. The book was called Praise of Folly. Praise of Folly. Okay na? Praise of Folly. This was a book which was written. So basically this entire the book contains information, the criticism of the New Testament of the Bible, which was based on his main theme, Mr. Erasmus. What is his name? He is Mr. Erasmus. So this was the humanism and the universities which was run under the European period of time. Right. Let us go for the next. In these universities, and the same humanism lifestyle of the human being has been slowly changed. The life trend has been changed by period to period, the area to area. For the time being, how they have been transformed, now we are going to see. When he has written the book Praise of Folly, when he has written the book Praise of Folly, this was again translated. So many of the readers and writers around the world were inspired by reading this book which was written by Erasmus. So they have translated this book into different languages. Majorly it was highlighted in Arab language. That means Islamic people also highlighted this book issues. Clear? So translated the main theme which was criticized, a New Testament series which was written in Greek language. Moreover, his intention is to show the actual concept towards the world, to show the main theme which was running foolishly under the leadership of feudal lords and the Roman Catholic churches. And this book was highlighted, Praise of Folly. Let us go for the art and realism. What is art and realism? What is realism? Art and realism. What is art? Yes. You think art means only painting? No. A person who performs a different skill is considered as artist. Let me give you explain. An actor is an artist. A painter is an artist. Understand what I am saying? A comedian is an artist. Okay, ma? Can you catch my point? What I am saying? You think arts means those who paint the art only artists? No. There are different categories which are considered artists. Heroes considered as artists. Right? Okay, so many personalities are there. Those who have a special skills, they are considered as artists. Now here, art and realism in the period of this time which was running under the European powers and feudal lords powers. What are the major changes and how the art was developed in the universities? So here the main agenda, the art, it is showed in the form of paintings. Generally, paint means express some views and reactions, but here the paintings which gives us feelings. We can find feelings in the paintings, emotions in the paintings, reality. We can see when if you observe the painting as if it is a real paint. For example, the European and Italian and Greek painters, those are available in the Roman time, in the Roman period. At any cost, if they draw any diagram or if they draw any picture, that picture as if you feel that is a real picture which is arrived you. That means a person, if I am standing here, if they draw a person beside me, that picture in your view how it shows, no, actually really the person is standing near me, like that. That is a realistic art which was developed by the European painters. So now here, who are those, where it has been developed, this special skill, how they have learned. Especially it has been started with the fight of feudal lords. This painting was developed to show the expression of feudal lords, how they used to harass the people, how they used to command the people, how they used to torture the people, how they used to rule the people. That expressions and feelings were carried, and that art was developed. It was developed under the period of feudal arts. Next, this was the main agenda when the main art and artists were developed. Based on these arts, there are some sculptures came out. Some sculptures, I said already, sculptures means those who give a shape of a stone into a statue. Sculptures. So due to these, there are several sculptures at the time of Roman style, the time of Roman period. I mean, in the Rome, the city of Rome, okay, and Greece and Rome, they have written a different literatures. Literatures are also carried by the emotions and feelings. That means writing information also due to give an expression. That means great writers and sculptors, if they used to write a literature, writings and stories and everything, okay, that used to give a positive expression, moreover that used to give an emotions and feelings which they are going to write. That means if they write a sad story, if they write a happy story, if they write a reality, if they write an incident, if we read that context, you will get the taste of experience as if it was happened behalf of you, as if it was happened behalf. Human being, time to time, due to the technology, so he is fighting for the new skills, right? Now we are enjoying the live visuals and pictures which we see. Olden style, there is no any visual, there is no any communication, there is no vision for them, there is no any mobile technology and all those things, there is no projection. Person, if they write literature, by reading that they have a special experience, they used to taste that experience. That means understand, imagine that story was written like that. Next, these feelings and powers and strength for the human beings. This was the realistic artist culture in the times of Roman. Let us, artists of Roman culture. So actual artistic skills was started in Rome in the time period of 16th century. Okay, there are some famous artists. In those, one person is there. Due to that art and artist, Donato. So his name is Donatello. Okay, there was a Donatello. Okay, he's a great sculptor, Nana. He is a great sculptor. How great he was means, normal buildings which were built, normal rocks which were laid, he has given a shape, he has decorated that, he has given a shape for that, he has given a designs for that. That much great he is. Okay, how great he was, sculpture, when Donatello made any kind of statue, that statue seems to be a real personality standing on behalf of us. Understand? If he makes any statue, the statue gives a lot of information. That means that statue, if you look as if the real human being, if he have prepared a statue and standing like this, if you look at the statue, you get a feel that it was a real person standing behalf of us. That means, imagine if that statue gets life, that it can run away from us. Like that, he was a great contributor in the time of Roman style. So this helped when he was actually he was a great person who made this real life. If you see the statue used to have a life for that. If you observe, life means it's not an ordinary thing. That means that contribution from the artist and sculptor, he used to make that much realistic. This was carried. Many scientists, after seeing these statues, many scientists explore the new contributions. Many scientists explore the new contribution. So many scientists came with the new concepts and ideas. What are those? Now we are going to study. So with this, the human technology has improved in the period of time when it was 1600 years back in the Rome. By introductionary of the sculpture and the realistic painting and the shape of the statue, there was introduction of a new area that was called a study of medicinal sciences. That means this was helped many of the human beings and scientists to understand the bone structure. Okay, now it was helpful for the medical sciences. Next, artists. And the next, it was helpful for the medical schools. And what is medical schools means? Once upon a time, medical colleges which were taught for the medical sciences, it was considered as medical schools. Next, and there are Andreas Velasquez, and so many places are there in Greece, and the first there was this concept was developed by the Belgian professor. His name is, who was a great professor, Belgian professor. He is a Andreas Vesalius. Yes, Andreas. What is his name? Andreas Vesalius. Okay, now he is a Belgian professor who highlighted the concept of a realistic body appearance and shape of the human personality. He is the first person who introduced the human body anatomy. That means the first complete human body design, a complete human body artificial, has been highlighted in the period of this. Actually, he has introduced this system in the university called Padua. Okay, Nana? So this was located in Belgium. Okay, Nana? It was located in Belgium. Why he belongs to a Belgian professor? Clear? So this developed slowly a number of sciences, and there are some great personalities came out. Now we are going to see who are those great personalities. So from this contribution, because of the new introduction of sciences and technology by the statues and sculptures, there was a great painter came out. His name is, many of the artists were living in the Rome, but there are some very few people are there. His name is Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci. What is his name? Leonardo da Vinci. Actually, other countries' names will be different. So he is a great painter, he is a contributor for entire world. He has designed, based on this, he has drawn a picture complete human body. So it was helpful for the anatomy section of the medical sciences. It was helpful for the. He studied the human anatomy, and he has designed the first, he has given a shape for the first human body in the form of painting, as it was so realistic art. And after that, there are so many painters are there. And what is his main contradiction? and contribution, he has introduced the first 3D paintings. He was used the first session of 3D paintings. Entire world, imagine period of time 16th century, 1600 years back, he introduced the method of three dimensional. Imagine 3-dimensional. Okay, if you see the behalf of shape, 3D, it gives as it was real. If you observe 3D pictures, what is the experience you have? If you want to know the 3D pictures, you can Google it, you can check it, you can go for YouTube and check once 3D. You have an experience of 3D TVs are also available now. But once upon a time, see, imagine Mr. Leonardo da Vinci contributed a great paintings with 3-dimensional shapes. With this 3-dimensional shape, if you observe these pictures, if you turn that paintings, if you move that paintings, as if the painting itself also moving along with us. So for your remembrance, you might play with a small cards, as a cartoon cards, which has a 3D appearance. That means one shape will be, if you turn one side, there will be one shape. If you turn another side, there will be one shape. As if it gives us a movement. 3-dimensional designs were first designed by the great painter. Next, and also after observing this new technology in painting, new skills in the painting, churches and popes, who are the head for the churches, they encouraged this culture and they have allowed these painters to enter inside, and they have allowed these painters to draw the paintings in their inside of the churches. And among those, there are some more skillful painters came out. Their name is Mr. Michelangelo. So why he was so famous? All the Italian towns and Rome cities which were painted with extraordinary designs. If you understand, if you see, observe the contribution here. So entire paintings gives a different expressions and feelings and emotions and realistic styles, imperial styles. So this type of classic old system of classic styles, which gives an impression, which gives an expression for the painting to understand the concept. By seeing the painting, you can understand. So Leonardo da Vinci has drawn a Lord's Supper picture. That means Jesus Christ, who was a Christian God, when he was before going to go for the heaven, so he used to have with the disciples of 12 members. He will be sitting in a table. If you look at that picture, it was drawn by Mr. Da Vinci as if the person was sitting real, the disciples along with him, the belongings who are sitting along with him also. And if Michelangelo, if you observe his contribution, he has drawn a fantastic paintings in the entrance of the churches, which was called as entrance of paradise. If you enter into the church, if you observe anywhere in the roofs and walls on any side, so realistic arts were observed. So this contribution and highlighted the theme of new skills. He didn't left all these paintings, what you are understanding, what you are thinking in your view, all these paintings were imagination. That means if you understand the concept which they are having inside of their mind, that they used to illustrate in the form of painting, it's a very typical task. That means, why, that's what I am saying, they are great painters. Raphael, Michelangelo, Da Vinci were the great painters and contributors for the designs and 3D dimensional art and on the 14th and 16th centuries. Next, as you know, these are all paintings one side. This helped for the sculptures to design a different design. Even they didn't left the graveyards also. Graveyards at that areas are having a different designs with decorative items. So for the remembrance of a person, he himself draw a different picture. Next, shall we go for the next part, that is architecture. Now we have studied about arts. Now next we are going for the architecture. Arts and architecture. What is architecture? Architect. So what is architecture? What is arc? Yes, it's a type of construction, it's a type of buildings, it's a type of different designs, architecture. So where, if you observe, if you remember the city of Rome, the first artistic city, that means number of designed constructions, different constructions were contributed more in the city of Rome, okay nana, in the Italy. If you observe, the Rome concentrated the imperialic style. Here what they have, how we can say it is a different art and architecture means, if you observe the pillars and walls of the, if you observe the pillars, walls, domes, doors, if you observe all these things, it have a different design, okay nana, it has a different design. For example, let me show you. For example, generally actually we are following the Italian and Rome series. For example, now we are constructing any house, we are making plaster of Paris, POPs. Actually this POP culture was started in the city of Rome. Actually our pillar is like this, but when the Rome introduced a new style, our pillars now at present now also it has become like this. Understand? So for any houses, our pillars will be having a different shapes. This is one consideration. Next, if you go for any areas or any cities and towns, the entrance of the city, the arc will be like this. So it is an arc, it's a different kinds of, it's a construction which made in a different way nana. So that's why we are making it as a different arc and architecture. So this inspired entire the old classic style. Among these contradiction, if you understand, if you go in this Rome, so there was a great contribution by the great sculptors and architects. So that great contribution is St. Petersburg Church. St. Petersburg. So it is a church which is located in Rome city. It is a holy place. It is all the Christians who used to gather in this area. At that time, the Roman Catholic culture, Mr. Pope, the main Pope will come and he will give the declaration at the window, and all the people will be giving it's gathering time at the time of festive. Okay, Nana? St. Petersburg. So St. Petersburg, it is a fantastic imperialic old style of constructions. If you observe, it is a fantastic imperial style old construction of style. Clear, Nana? So I hope you have understand up to here, and we have more. Next, coming for the next part about printing press. So what is printing? Generally we used to express in the form of letters. So to store these letters and writings for a long time, it is very difficult part. So there was a great person, his name is called Mr. Gutenberg. Johannes Gutenberg. Okay, Nana? So he is a great person. Why? Because he himself created in 14th century, he introduced printing press. But when comes to reality, when it was highlighted, it took a long time. It has taken a long time to highlight this. So why? What is printing? So the printing press was introduced by Mr. Johannes Gutenberg in the 1455. You observe. In the 1455 period of time, in 1455 period of time, so it was a great time. Why? Because Johannes Gutenberg was a person who made an experiment. He made an experiment to introduce the printing style, imperialic style and printing style, so that the papers are introduced in this period of time and the letters were introduced, and he has started. He has first printed the 150 copies of Bible. This was printed in the first language is called, the first printing paper was Bible, which was a holy book of Christians. it was 150 copies which was printed first time. Next, it was written in a Greek language, it was written in a Greek language. Later in the, when coming to the 1500 period of time, slowly this style was copied by the Chinese people. Chinese people slowly they used to write the literature, they started printing on the cloths. Slowly they too developed the printing style which was copied by the theme of Mr. Gutenberg. Okay, nana, printing style of Gutenberg. So Johannes Gutenberg introduced the printing machine which was manual first time. Later now it was a printing machines. It was printing press. It was called as printing press. If we press, for example, stamp is there, no? For example, if you press the stamp, the design of the stamp will be pressed, due to that design will be sticked into the paper. So that was a printing press. Printing press is not a press, is an area where the letters will be, the journals will be, the cards and everything will be printed. That printing process, how it will be, by pressing only they used to do. It was an old style. So that's why the first printing press was introduced by Mr. Johannes Gutenberg. Later who has copied this? Chinese people. Okay, Nana? Who has copied this? Chinese people. Why they have copied? Yes, they too have the same concept and theme here. Then they developed so many individuals. After these Chinese copied the theme, many individuals, after 1500 years, many individual country people has been contributed, they have copied the style of printing. So up to here I think you are very familiar. I hope you understand. Soon, so we'll continue this session, continue the same sequence. We are going to end this topic with the next class. I hope everybody has enjoyed this session, and meanwhile I'll just keep you the notes part and everything. Thank you. Have a nice day.